So at this point, I'm going to add a new row because this is where I want to describe who I'm trying to pay. If there's any kind of item number associated to that, I'm going to provide a short description here. So let's say that the vendor is the Great Bus Company. I'm making this up. This is not actually a vendor that we have on file. And the item number, I'm going to go ahead and add the invoice number. So let's say it was invoice number 1234. And for my item description, I would say bus transportation to California Science Center. And the quantity would be getting one bus, and let's say that my one bus costs me $500. I'm going to scroll over this way. Now let's say that I actually needed two buses. Perhaps I'm a dually funded site, I'm serving twice the number of kids, so I'm actually going to need two buses for this particular activity, and they're each $500. So as you can see, the proposed cost is automatically calculated based on the quantity of buses I've added here and the cost. So it automatically calculates for me that it's $1,000. This is how much I need the check for. And the next step in the process is to let accounting know how to charge this $1,000. So I'm going to enter the accounting codes to charge here. So location, resource, and function that describes the type of expenditure and how it should be charged to your site's budget. So I'm going to add a new row here. I'm going to find my location. So I'm going to click on the drop down there, and let's say that I am the site coordinator for Columbia. So that should come out of Columbia site budget. And the resource is the fund or the program, the grant. So I'm going to click on that drop down, and I'm going to find ACES El Monte, because that's the budget it's going to come out of. This is instructional, this is all student related, so it's to the 10,000 function. And this is a percentage to charge. So let's say, for example, you were a 21st Century and ACES funded site. So for the sake of trying to show the percentage distribution, I'm actually going to change my site here to Cortada, which is one of the dually funded sites. And as I had mentioned earlier, I needed two buses, right? So the percentage to charge here would be 50%, and the amount to charge would be $500. So I need $500, which is one of those buses, to be charged to ACES from my site, and it's student related. And then I need the other $500 to be charged to 21st Century, which is my second half of my funding because I'm a dually funded site. So I'm going to find the 21st Century resource here in this drop down. And that is 330. Again, this is student related, so it's instructional. So it's a 10,000 function. And one thing that's important to note is that all expenditures that get charged to your site budget are always going to be instructional or student related, because your position as a site coordinator or as a program coordinator is instruction related. You are directly working with youth at the site to oversee the program and provide direct supervision of that program. So here we have my $1,000 that need, and I'm showing how they need to be charged, which is that they're being split. And I could add an unlimited number of rows here, right? So if I had 4 different sources, then I could go 25%, 25%, 25, 25, and these would be 250, 250, etc. So you can split this a number of different ways. The other opportunity that this gives you is that you could also charge this to 2 locations, because let's say you are a single funded site, however, you wanted to take a field trip with a number of different schools. This is a collaborative effort, then this is a way for you to be able to submit one PPA for the one field trip that you're all taking, and that you can ensure that that one bill from the bus company gets split accordingly, and you can select various sites. So this is something that's a little different from how it was structured previously. This KiSSFLOW form has changed over the course of the summer. This information here is actually not applicable to you at this point in time. This is information to be used by the purchaser, to document for accounting after the purchase has been made. So this isn't anything that you want to complete at this point in time. So then you want to hit submit, and you are hitting the submit button before you attach any files, because you need that PPA number that's going to generate up at the top. Okay, so we've got all of our information filled out. We're going to go ahead and hit the submit button here. And my internet is acting up, I think, because it's not wanting to submit my PPA. Technical difficulties, which you may experience sometimes. So I'm not sure what's going on. We're going to okay, so I think at this point we're going to go ahead and pause our video and take a quick break while I figure out what the technical difficulties are due to.